Together and individually, the angel Aziraphale and the demon Crowley have been successful a great many times in their 6,000 years on Earth. They have not yet determined, however, if they were successful in averting the apocalypse, or if it was their lack of success, rather, that averted the apocalypse inadvertently. Regardless, it has been 60 days and 2 hours since the aversion of the apocalypse and the beginning of the rest of their lives. Presently, the demon Crowley is lurking around dark corners, searching for a bottle of whiskey he was sure he brought with.
Now, what did I do with?
Perhaps it's a sign, an omen, a message that we had enough.
Nonsense, Angel. We'd only just started. Oh!
Oh dear, do be careful. Those glasses are as old as... well, I suppose as old as much of everything else in here.
I fixed it. All better.
What do you think will become of the dog?
Dog?
Dog.
Did you get a dog? Why? Wait.
Crowley.
When did you get a dog?
I haven't a dog. I meant the hellhound. You know, his dog soul. After.
After what?
After, dogs get hit by automobiles and such. I believe they'll be disappointed in him. Downstairs. What would become of him?
You've had enough.
Oh yes, perhaps I have.
Aziraphale and Crowley sobered up, which led to some, sober thoughts for Crowley. He suspected it wasn't just the dog Aziraphale was worried about. Meanwhile, above them and below them, their former head offices buzzed away with paperwork and files. The mission statements were the only thing that seemed to separate the two. Otherwise, they were seemingly identical bureaucratic nightmares.
Have you seen Form 6B?
I thought we got rid of Form 6B.
We had, but then we brought it back to replace Form 7C.
I thought Form 7C replaced Form 5A.
It had, but then we realized that 6B was created to replace 3H and 5A and 5D, not to mention 7C. But do use Form 3H for auditing purposes. They're real sticklers about the 1007s and accounting.
Gabriel, have you seen Form 3H?
Pretty sure we trashed that for Form 6B, Michael.
How am I supposed to file my 1007s without a Form 3H?
Psst, not my department.
Back in his flat, the demon Crowley had a few thoughts. Some were more relevant to our story than others. One was about what would happen if either the angel or himself were, in fact, discorporated.
I mean, hell couldn't just very well issue me a new body. Oh, thank you for your service in the collapse of everything we'd worked toward for the past 6 millennia. Here you go then, brand new body. Keep the change. Oi, is that wilting? Not in my home. And don't suppose heaven would be considerate to Aziraphale should he get hit by a lorry. I know you see the sunlight. There's no excuse for this behavior. Perk up or it'll be the end of days for you.
Crowley?
Aziraphale's here. Lucky for you, you've been granted a reprieve.
Crowley, are you yelling at those poor plants again?
Gardening, Angel. Tried and true. Research-based. Besides, it's in my nature. Demon.
In your nature? To be what? Rude to plants?
Sky's the limit.
Sky? Well, maybe you could expand your repertoire and start being discourteous to pigeons. They surrounded me in the park when I'm having my afternoon pastry.
I already started by throwing your gramophone records at them. Especially the priceless, irreplaceable ones.
Not funny at all. Didn't you say tea?
Right. Where to then?
Well, great news. I heard there's this charming new place down the street from my bookshop. It just opened. I heard the owners have been featured on multiple television programs.
Do you think we've had enough of a presence on the internet, Sandalphon?
I heard the internet is for hedonistic pursuits. I think we should set up a website for smiting.
That's old thinking, Sandalphon.
I've heard the internet is neutral. Something about net neutrality.
Michael and Sandalphon, we need to strike while the iron is hot. Neutral territory is breeding ground for e-marketing. Set up a meeting. We can transmit, synergize, and scale this.
Right. Understand what you mean?
Sandalphon did not understand what he meant. In fact, nobody understood what he meant. Meanwhile, in a small cafe, the demon was lost in thought, and the angel was lost in eclairs.
Are you quite all right? It's just, you do seem rather distracted.
Everything's fine.
Well, good. Then I was wondering if you weren't going to finish...
All yours, Angel.
Ah, thank you.
Curious, are you concerned the actual weight of all heaven, earth, and hell could be on my shoulders, or were you just worried about the eclairs?
The eclairs, dear. Because I know whatever it is you are needlessly worrying about is fine. We've sorted it all.
Huh, I'm not worried at all. Was just curious, you right bastard.
Quite. Well, Crowley, whatever it is, or isn't, rather, don't do anything rash or reckless. I like things the way they are here.
What? I'm planning to do something rash? I wouldn't plan anything rash. That doesn't make sense. Can you plan something reckless? Can't do. By definition.
Crowley was planning something reckless. The demon, in fact, had given this many nights' worth of reckless pondering. He only hesitated once before shakily descending the direct escalator to the depths of the underworld, hell.
What's he doing here?
Well, hello, Hastur. Been demoted to doorman, have we?
Crowley,
I've come to have a word.
I've nothing to say to you.
Great, shut it.
You can't talk to me like that. I'm not the doorman. I know you are nothing, Crowley. Nothing.
No, Ligger's nothing.
Oh.
If you want to stay being not nothing, perhaps you'll go ahead and do what I need you to do. You got lucky before. Didn't realize how much danger you were in. Sometimes ignorance is the best defense. But you can't claim ignorance now, Hastur.
Now, for our meeting, I've invited some experts on the subject of the dark web. We're going to reverse engineer their work and upload our info into the light web, or the heaventranet. That's in all capital letters, by the way.
Is that an acronym? What does it stand for?
Nothing. It's just important. Write it in capital letters. Ah, I believe that to be our guess. Everyone, let's welcome...
Oh, heavens.
Oh,
Hi.
my.
What's he doing here?
He made me.
Oh, I didn't make anyone do anything. I never do. I lay out the choices and do my best to lead you towards choosing the most enticing one.
He told us if we didn't comply, he'd unleash his full powers on us.
Hastur escaped annihilation because he didn't realize holy water would have no effect on me. He was very lucky.
Beelzebub ordered I bring him here. Crowley wants to cut some deal.
I hope you'll be at least as smart as them.
What did you want from heaven?
I want assurance that if our bodies get discorporated, smashed at some point, skydiving, say, runaway lorry catastrophe, we'll all just sort it out and go about our business, not make a fuss. My associate and I would much rather do it the easy way than the hard way.
Fine, fair, whatever. I've lost interest in this. What form is that now? AG? Give him some extra copies. Now, back to business. Oh, since you're here, Crowley, do you know anything about email blasts?
Ah, yes. Some of my finest work, but I'm afraid I've got prior engagements, an appointment elsewhere. Right then. Thank you. I can see myself out.
Where are we going? Slow down.
It's a celebration.
A celebration? Oh, of what? What are these?
A surprise.
Oh, is this a bar? They're having karaoke tonight.
Karaoke? Let's get sloshed. We've earned it.
Crowley would fill out enough forms to get by for quite a while, if necessary, without any concern that his body would get smashed by a lorry, So perhaps he wanted to press his luck by making his liver work overtime, or tempt the angel to snap and discorporate Crowley himself, just to give his immunity a whirl. He wasn't quite sure which, but with every poorly sung note, he seemed to be edging toward the latter.
I've paid my dues, time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad
Crowley.
mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share of sand kicked in my